Warren here at the Marietta Fire Museum today, and figured I'd show you around. This is a free museum that's offered by the city of Marietta, which is very neat. It's very comprehensive. It's open weekdays, I believe about 9 to 5, and then on the weekends you can schedule tours for or after hours with for scout groups, school groups, church groups, other youth organizations, as long as there's availability and they can work out a schedule with you. But, if you have some time during the week, recommend stopping by here, see what they all have. But invite you to come with me and let's check it out. All right, so here we are inside the Marietta Fire Museum. Doesn't seem very busy today at all. Just only person I've seen is me so far. But lots of cool stuff to see in here. Looks like we have a vintage dispatch center. Believe that's a map, possibly of Marietta, which would only make sense. Looks like we got a hose reel. And then this really cool, very shiny, vintage fire truck. Let's see. This is engine, let's see if we can read that. Engine number 2, 1921. Of course, been restored and very well taken care of. We got these very creative fire hydrants for the chain here, where you're not supposed to go. Oh, we got a pedal car down here, and another ride on, let's see, 1970s radio flyer, little red fire engine. And of course, these are made out of metal. They don't make them like they used to. This is from 1958 here. I like that bell that it looks like you would be able to ring. And then we got, look at this. Let's see, this is a 1879 Silsby Steamer. See, it looks like you would use this. Yep, one of the first firefighting apparatuses. That's what I thought. Very cool. Let's see, we got, fire. Oh, wait. Before we look at that, look at this here. We got a pole. Of course, it doesn't look like you can slide down this one, but that is, I've been in the actual, fire station here. And they actually do have those doors. If you've never seen it, it's really cool. That opens as someone slides down. But, we got this vintage fire alarm here. Not going to try to pull it, but, if you've ever seen them in your school or known someone that's pulled one, sure, it works very much the same way. We have a tribute here to September 11th, 2001. Of course, firefighters are very instrumental during that crisis and tragedy. It looks like, this whole section of the museum is dedicated to the World Trade Center. Patches there. And of course, this very famous picture. And here we have the flag of honor, which has the names of those who perished in those terrorist attacks. Very fitting. Unfortunately, we don't have quite the time to read them all, but I love how they did this here. And then one thing they actually have, and it looks like you can actually touch it, is an actual I-beam from the World Trade Center. It's hard to imagine, especially when you consider how thick this is. Just, the sheer, you know, chaos and destruction that was done that day. And over here on a little bit more lighter note, we have some firefighter toys and looks like collectibles on the vintage side, of course. Looks like we have a tin toy there. Got some more toys and trucks in this case here. And then I've always liked this. This is something Disney put out, again, back in 2001, of Mickey shaking a firefighter's hand. Actually, I don't know if I still have it. I actually used to have a statue of that same artwork. I actually got it when I visited Disney World shortly after in the fire station on Main Street. Lots more cool Firetruck toys here. Yeah, I like that die cast construction they have on those. And then one more case, and then this one actually has a yellow fire engine in it, which they do exist. They're just a little bit more rare, at least in my part of the country. And then up here, this is really cool. We have a train set up. It's not currently running, but it's neat because it's underneath this staircase here, and just kind of tucked away here. Really cool. And then let's see what we got here. We got a fire hydrant, rather big fire hydrant, or excuse me. It's when you're making a video, you forget what these things are called. A fire extinguisher. There we go. A very big one, and it looks like this one would be movable by a person to go fight a fire, I guess maybe at an event where you can't get a vehicle in there quick enough. At least that's my guess. Over here we have a very vintage and very cool, it's a coin-operated ride of a horse pulling a fire wagon. It looks like it might actually work. I don't have any quarters on me, plus I'm a little too big to to sit in there, so I think we'll skip trying that out. But let's head upstairs and see what we got up there. Okay, we are now upstairs. You can see down there everything we were just looking at. And let's see, here's the top of the pole we were looking at. And see, if somebody were to slide down, their feet would hit those three doors. It would open up. Kind of looks like, reminds me of one of those graboids from Tremors, if you've ever seen that movie. And they just simply kick that through, and they'll be at the bottom. I'm not sure if this is a working model, but again, we're not going to find out ourselves. And then over here, we got, this looks like, unfortunately I don't see a sign, but it looks very much to be a wall of, or a little display of honor. We have firefighters, firefighter engineer, commander, another firefighter, and it looks like these are all individuals who, I don't know if this is saying, because it's dedicated to the years of service they had. Maybe I could find out somewhere else here. I don't know if these are individuals who passed away, or if, and that's what I'm thinking it is, or if they simply retired. But I do like the stands that they made here. Very neat. Got an axe there. And then over here, and this is what makes me think this is for those who have passed away, most likely in line of duty, is this sculpture here of the cross, boots, and hat, which is very, very nice looking. And we got these cases here full of additional memorabilia. We have all sorts of great stuff. Here's walkie-talkies. I remember using those when I was younger, especially when it came to Boy Scout campouts. Big thing, because we didn't have cell phones yet, was having walkie-talkies that, we could communicate with each other. Sometimes got in trouble with them. Here we got a full-size firefighter in a, looks like a very thick rubberish jacket. Different helmets and hats here. More helmets. And then it looks like we got some nozzles for the hoses here. Oh, then we have a full suited mannequin here of, what it would look like when a firefighter would go into a raging inferno. The gas mask. It looks like we got different tools here. Looks like some augers, and then axes. And we got this. Let's see, what is this? This is a 1989 dual stage pump. Yeah, it looks like it's been well taken care of. It's like we got this timeline that goes all the way through. It looks like we're at the end of the timeline though, so we'll look up here. Got these rather large fire trucks. Let's see what's over here. It's like these are thermal imaging devices. I guess that would help them find people. Forgive me, I'm not a firefighter. I don't think I'll ever quite make the cut. But if I had to take a guess, that's what I was thinking. Oh, look. Here's one of the yellow fire trucks. I know, getting excited for yellow fire trucks, but hey, it's cool. See, we got the fire bell. It looks like this is where the timeline begins, from the 1900s. Let's see, the fire bell used in the late 1800s and early 1900s. This would be what they used to summon firefighters. Get a closer look at some of these fire trucks here. All right, we got a real old one here. See, this is from 1929. And this is Old Marietta Fire Department engine number 1. Here's a look downstairs again where we were. And I know some of them, and I think it might be this one here, given how bright and shiny it looks with some labels here, they actually put these out when they do parades around the 4th of July. Not all of them, but I think it's this one. I know this is where they keep it though, or at least they used to if they don't anymore. Let's see, here's the other side of engine number 1. And we have, again, more sights and pictures from the timeline. And it looks like we have a display right up here. There's another one of those fire alarms. Oh, we saw the original fire bell there, and then this is a more modern. And then this was the Gamewell fire alarm telegraph register, which I guess would keep a record of when the bell went off. You know, wouldn't it be something if, again, I'm not going to try it, but if these were connected and would actually set off the bells within the whole museum. But again, we're not going to try that out today. Oh, there's some firefighters outside here, probably waiting to be called. Oh, and I was wrong. The timeline, see, I said 1900s over there. Here's 1869, so it just wraps all the way around most of this floor. And then these are reproduction insurance fire markers. Apologize for the glare there. All right, and congratulations, we did the Fire Museum backwards apparently, because here's the actual welcome sign. I entered on the bottom floor, which is permissible, but looks like we did it in a little bit of a reverse order, but that's fine. That would explain the timeline going backwards. But right outside the doors here, where we had those fire engines, we have these really cool patches. They look like they're from all over the place. And then over here, this is the de facto gift shop. Everything you see in here you could purchase up on the second floor, it said. Sign over by the patches. Looks like they got some t-shirts for some of the local stations. We got patches. I like the one with the Roadrunner. Oh, the Roadrunner and the big chicken on it. I like that one. Engine 52. I think I now officially have a favorite truck. Fire truck in Marietta. Then we got some coins here. A puzzle. And some little kid shirts. So that was the Marietta Fire Museum. Again, can't go wrong with the price, and you know, they have more in there and some more unique things, and some museums that charge you for admission. So definitely stop by if you're able to. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning is, you know, parking. Marietta does have several decks and lots. You can pay to park. I believe it's about $5 a day. At least last I checked it was. I actually parked in the City Hall deck, up on the upper level of it, which is free if you get your ticket validated. So what you do is you go into the museum, and you go up to the second floor, and this very nice lady up there will scan your ticket and validate it for free parking. Otherwise, I did see the sign said something upwards of $20 parking here, so make sure you get that validated if you park here. There is limited parking, also a lot of city vehicles up here, so again, you just want to plan accordingly. But again, worst case, you park in one of the decks, which are pretty close by, for only about $5. And again, I was able to go in through the back entrance here, which is how I did the museum in reverse. But you know, still a great way to view it. You know, be unique, be a rebel there. Anyways, that's going to conclude this episode. Again, I appreciate you taking the time to watch me as I you know, try out this new thing. If you did like it, you know, of course you can, you know, as the name implies, click the like button on YouTube, or of course subscribe as I continue to film new things in this new adventure of mine. And again, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless. Hello again. So I know I already did the outro for this episode, but just realized forgot a couple crucial things I wanted to mention. First off, the Marietta Fire Museum is attached to Fire Station number 1. So it is an active fire station. So if there is a fire that should occur, and they're called, you may hear the fire bell go off, and the roar of some of the fire engines. Did not happen during our visit today, but when we visited with our Cub Scout pack, boy, I mean, several years ago now, it did happen. We had a guided tour, and they showed us inside the actual bay where everything is active, and they got a call, so we got to see all that spring into action. You know, firefighters sliding down the pole like we were looking at and everything. So that was really cool. So just know that may happen, which, you know, just might enhance your visit. The other thing, and this was very, very important, that I wanted to mention, is that while the museum is free, they do accept and definitely appreciate donations. So that's something you definitely want to make sure, maybe at least chip in a couple bucks to help to the preservation of the museum. And if you don't do that there, I believe you could probably do it online at the Marietta Fire Museum website. So you know, just something to keep in mind. And now we'll officially end the video here. Have a great day.